praise our young people for the opportunities that we're going to give. I want to say welcome to Kintsugi University. With that being said, I want you to understand that this convocation is not just a formality, but it is our collective commitment to help you succeed, to help you live out your dreams, to overcome your fears, and to be successful. One is that no one can take away what you learn when you get your academics. And with academics comes knowledge. With knowledge comes power. And then the second thing that I want you to consider is that don't allow your current circumstance to define who you are, but allow this opportunity to refine you. Yes? Yes?
And so we are here because we are very, very, very excited because we want to support you as best you can. My name is Jalila Otto. I was here during the pandemic, so most of you guys were younger then, so I didn't see you. But I'm always excited when they invite me to come back and say a few words. And so I just want to say that when you look at me, Judge Phillips, and Judge Harrell, who I'm going to have to see if they want to say a few words, just remember we weren't always where we are today. We didn't start here. When I was born, I came home on 39th and Olive. That's where we live. Y'all know where that is? Anybody know? Okay. 42nd at 4231 Wabash was my grandmother's house. That's where I spent most of my days, was with my grandmother in the summertime. And I had a lot of cousins, and a lot of aunts and uncles, and a lot of love and support, but the one thing that they told me was most important was education. What I'm talking about is learning. Learn something. It could be music, it could be art, it could be learning how to talk, how to be persuasive, how to dance, whatever it may be. Because once you learn something, like Ms. McGee said, no one can ever take it away from you. You really want to own something, you really want to be power, take power over having something that no one can ever take away from you. You all have a skill. God gave each of you something. And maybe it's a slick tongue. Use it. Sell something. Make a lot of money. Maybe you're good with your hands. Build it. Sell it. Make some money. Get creative. Whatever it may be. So I encourage you guys to take advantage of this opportunity. I'm excited that you're here. You're here at this time for a reason. God chose you at this time for a reason. So take advantage of it. And when you're young, you think life is going to last forever. And it just doesn't. It just doesn't. And I don't know when my time will be. I don't know when your time will be. But when you're here, do something that is meaningful. I do. I really love you guys. And I want you guys to soar. I want this to be a stop on your path to life, on your path to greatness. I don't know where you will end up. That is a decision you have to make. But I want us to give you the tools that you need, that when you leave, 27th and what is this, Cherry? That you're better than when you came.
So I am Judge Phillips. I'm new here at Family Court. And to the youth, I'm really excited. Like I said, I'm new here, but I can't wait to hear about what you guys are learning, how this program goes. And I just think, like Judge Otto said, future is bright with these types of programs, and I have faith in you guys and your ability to take advantage of the program and learn, and that will ensure a bright future for you guys. So, Judge Harrell.
I recognize a lot of you, and I hope you recognize me. I used to tell you that I couldn't punish you. And, I told you that a lot of times when I had to send you back to detention, because we don't do punishment here, right? Today is an example of that. Education is not punishment. And best believe that we just gave you the keys to open the doors to this place. Take that in. We just gave you the keys to open the door. And if you don't think that the people that work with you every single day love you, this wouldn't happen. This didn't happen just by chance. And the people that stayed up late to make this happen, they don't benefit from this directly. They benefit indirectly because when you succeed, they win. But you win directly. We don't punish around here. We don't punish. You just got the keys to getting up out of here. Take advantage of it. Just like Judge Otto, Judge Phillips, we don't have to know you to love you. We love you because you're people. Next to your parents and the people who work here, I'm your biggest fan. Congratulations.
It is. It takes a village to raise a child because the child belongs to the village. So when they say they love you, it's because you're a part of the village. They may not have to see you every day to love you, right? So it takes a village to raise a child because the child belongs to all of us. And it's a huge village. This is a huge village. I'm telling you all to tap into it. Good morning. De La Salle is excited about serving all students in Jackson County. When a student comes to detention, you risk a break in your education. But De La Salle and the leadership of Jackson County has collaborated to make sure you have a school that continues to serve and educate you. The word educate does not mean to pour in. The word educate does not mean to pour in. I've been in education for 25 years, and the word educate does not mean for me to give you something. The word educate is Latin, and it actually means to draw out. So your superpower, your brilliance is already in you. Educator's job, the adult's job, is to help pull the greatness out of you that's there. You all know Superman didn't know he was Superman until somebody told him, hey, you have superpowers. Let me show you how to use that. All of you have a superpower. The adults around you, their job is to help you figure out how to use that superpower for greatness. Kintsugi Academy is the De La Salle school in detention. Our goal is to help every student get a very good educational experience so that the student comes out better and more ready. Whether you go into school, whether you go into a career or somewhere in life, no matter what it is, you need the seasoning that we're going to give you to help make sure that your superpower is ready to be executed. Better mindset. Students will work with Ms. Venerable and Mr. Smith of the De La Salle Student Life Team to improve how they approach life as a teenager in the future, to help them better be prepared for future life choices. The last B is better efforts. The overall system will give students work and support that they will be, to help them be more ready to give their best and see the results. Welcome to Kintsugi Academy. Let's be great. Let's do our best working together. I also want to remind us that in education, we do this thing called a convocation as a celebration, as a demarcation of something great that's about to happen. So we're celebrating you now, and then at the end of this education experience, you get what's called a graduation, where you get to graduate out of this experience into the next phase of life. Convocation, graduation. Just wanted to share that.
First of all, I'm going to give you what the staff may say, and then we want to give you what the young students will say. All right. Staff, I am. Students, not my past. Staff, my past. Students will not define me. Staff, my choice. Students is my superpower.
Just around the structure of the day, our young people will be in school from 8:30 to 3. They will be engaged in high set opportunities. They'll be doing their major learning through what's called Edgenuity, which is an online software program. The direct instruction of receiving primarily will be math and literacy. We want to make sure that they can read. Reading is not picking up a piece of paper and just looking at the words and going across. There's about 8 components to literacy. It's different from reading. Reading and literacy are 2 different things, and if you're not literate, you can't take the high set. If you're not literate, you can't function on Edgenuity. So literacy is what we're going to really spend a lot of time, and then also numeracy and mathematics. Make sure that you can do some mental math, right? You can count and not be controlled by somebody else counting for you. Oh, so we're going to make sure those pieces are there. So Kintsugi was the brainchild of Mr. Stallings. Kintsugi is the process of repairing ceramics, traditionally with lacquer and gold, leaving a gold stem where the cracks were. The techniques consist of joining fragments and giving them a new, more defined aspect. So the goal with Kintsugi is that we have a bunch of pieces, all of us together, and together, coming together, we're going to form an even more beautiful fragment or edifice than that was there before. That's our goal with Kintsugi Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce Pastor 83, City of Truth Church. He is a phenomenal speaker. He's a phenomenal community servant. He is a servant of God. He's going to serve us today with a message for our young people as they get prepared for this journey.
I'm appreciative to be able to stand here before you all, just offer some encouragement, some inspiration. As I was thinking about and praying about what I would talk about, an instance came across my mind that I had at home. I'm married. I've been married. My wife will get it. 19 years. Been married 19 years. Been pastoring 18 of those 19 years, and I got 4 kids. My oldest is 18. She's graduating from high school this year. We're looking at colleges and all that, and I'm just grieving because it's like she's my only daughter, that's my baby. Then I got 3 boys. But I remember when one of my boys, 3 boys. No, I remember when one of my boys he was about 2 years old, and he was into WWE. You know what I mean? Like this new WWE, like he liked John Cena. Mine was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Y'all know nothing about that. The Undertaker. Y'all know nothing about the Undertaker. Y'all still looking like, who is that? You know? But I remember he was playing with his action figures, and my middle child ran into the room with a glass filled with water. He trips over one of my youngest son's action figures. He falls, and the glass shatters on the ground. Now, my middle son, he runs out of the room, but my toddler is oblivious to the danger that he's facing around him. So he's sitting there just playing with his action figures, surrounded by shattered glass. So my wife runs into the living room, grabs my 2-year-old, takes him away from his toys, straps him in his high chair, and he just starts going crazy, just screaming, "Ah, my toys, my toys!" His mind was so focused on playing with his toys that he didn't realize his mother wasn't stopping him from having fun. His mother was removing him from the danger of the shattered glass. And so I want to tell you that this convocation is you being removed from the danger of shattered glass. Begin of your journey being saved from the shattered glass of ignorance, being saved from the shattered glass of poverty, being saved from the shattered glass of illiteracy, and setting you on a pathway and setting you on a trajectory toward everything God has for you and everything He's called you to do. Purpose-focused decision making. Is they want you to make decisions based on purpose. The purpose is the why. Why you're here. Why you were born. I don't care about the circumstances surrounding your birth. I don't care about who did it and what happened. You're here. And because you're here, there's purpose in you. But sometimes, and I've been guilty of it, sometimes we can operate outside of our purpose. When I was growing up, we didn't have nothing called bubble. My mama didn't buy bubble bath. You wanna know what we used? Dishwashing. I know dishwashing liquid was not created to be used in the bathtub, but we used it outside of its purpose. But its main purpose was to wash dishes. I'll give you another example. My grandma had an old TV. In the back, she had cable. She had have streaming, wasn't no Netflix when we was kids. She had a hanger coming out the little slot in the back, and she was getting 4, 5, and what else? 9. Hangers are used to hang clothes. We didn't use it for what it was created for. Last but not least, y'all might remember my mama's stockings. Because I couldn't buy a do-rag.
That's right.
Come on, somebody. I used my mama's stockings, cut them, tie it up, put it on my head, threw some Mari's grease in there. Now some of us may have been making decisions outside of our purpose, operating outside of our purpose, but that does not change the purpose in which we were created. You were created to fly. You were created to soar. You were created to reflect the image of God in the earth. You were created to show love. You were created to show peace. And sometimes our decisions aren't aligned with what we were created. But the beautiful thing about it is we got another chance. All right. Making sure you keep a positive perspective. What does that mean? Making the decision to see beyond what happens and see beyond feelings of hopelessness. All right. See beyond what happens. Why you say that, Pastor Avery? I'm glad you asked. Because something's going to happen. Somebody going to say something to you sideways. Somebody going to do something to you they shouldn't have done. Something's going to disrupt you. Something's coming to disappoint you. Something's coming to interrupt you. Something's coming to hurt. Something is coming. You can't avoid it because you're alive in this world. But how do I see beyond the something? I gotta lock in. You have to make a destiny decision that says, whatever happens to me is able to work for me. All right. You gotta know it's coming and say, I'm ready for whatever. See, beyond hopelessness, I was thinking about eagles. You know what I mean? Eagles. And how other animals who fly land and hide in nests when it's storming. When it's going crazy, lightning, rain, and all that. But eagles don't do that. They don't run and hide. You know what they do? They use the wind and violence of the storm. They use it to soar and fly above. So what am I telling you? Use the storm. Don't let the storm get you to turn and go back and wallow in self-pity and quit and give up. You gotta use the wind of the storm. Now watch this. In the midst of the storm, an eagle is so cold that they can see 2 miles away. And what happens is when they get home, anybody ever been home? You hungry, so I'm hungry right now. Hey boys, check this out though. This is key. When they get hungry, they can lock in on prey 2 miles away. Did you hear what I just said? 2 miles? I can't even see 50 feet. I can't even see 10 feet. 2 miles. And what happens is the reason they're able to apprehend what they're searching for is because their sight is locked on it. I'm here to tell you, brothers, sisters, I'm here to tell y'all that if you want it, you can get it. But you gotta lock in on it. If you want it, you can get it, but you gotta lock in. If you want it, you can get it, but you what? You gotta lock in. Close your eyes. No, not you. Well, keep them closed, baby. Don't cheat now. You gotta ask for it right now. Don't cheat. You can't cheat out. With your eyes closed, walk to where he is. Walk to where he is.
I can't do it.
Why?
Because I don't remember where he was. I can't see him.
And you can't see
I
it.
can't see him.
But just try.
Walk to where he was.
Walk to where he is.
Where he is.
That's all right, babe. You can't do it. You wanna know why you couldn't do it? It's obvious. Now walk to where he is.
I know.
Now it's simple. You would think, oh man, that's simple. That ain't how most of us live life though. Most of us have been living life like this. We want something, but we refuse to lock in. We want to apprehend it, but we refuse to lock in. So when anybody comes and tells us where to go and But I'm here to tell you, you gotta see beyond it, you gotta have vision. And last but not least, and I'm about to get out your way, you gotta be proactive. All right. What does that mean? It's proactive. That means you can't always wait for it, you gotta go get it. Well, that's what this is. This is you saying, I'm going to get it. This is you saying, my circumstances not gonna lock me out of my potential and my future. I'm going to go get it. So be proactive. Make decisions that apprehend the future you were created for. Make sure your decisions and your destiny are twins. That I don't make choices that don't look like my future. That I don't get into relationships that don't look like my future. That we can't even be friends if you want some other stuff. You've been created for peace. You've been created for success. You've been created to flourish. You've been created to produce. And so I want us to make purpose-focused decisions and say, because I've been created for those things, my decisions gotta look like them. Today is the beginning of the rest of your life. Today, come on, somebody, the beginning of the rest of your life. Say it again. Today is the beginning of the rest of your life. I'm telling you. Amen. You locking in. None of these circumstances can lock you in. When you locked in. You can't be locked in when you locked in. See, some people are locked out because they're not locked in. But you can't be locked in when you're locked in. Because when you're locked in, nothing can contain you. When you're locked in, nothing can hold you. When you're locked in, you can do all things through Christ. When you're locked in, there's nothing that is impossible for you. But you gotta lock in. You gotta get healthy. And you gotta responsibility, and you gotta hold yourself accountable, and you gotta listen to those who God has placed in your life to mentor you and grow you and get you out of the situations that your decisions have gotten you in. But if your decisions got you in, guess what? I'm done. Your decisions can get you out. God bless you.
For coming and sharing with us. Those are words. I don't know if you young people know and understand the word confirmation. But confirmation means that it confirms, or that it solidifies, or that it locks in what you're about to say. And I just want to give you a short story, if I may. And it's a story about a chicken and eagles. I don't know if you saw the flyer that was prepared for this event today. But the flyer showed an eagle soaring on it. And this story about a chicken and an eagle, there was a small bird that was found by a farmer. And that farmer took that little bird back and he put it in his chicken coop because he was a chicken farmer. The little bird started conforming to every character trait that the chickens had. It started pecking its food off the ground, it started kicking its legs up, started clucking and walking around and strutting just like a chicken. There was a stranger that came by one day, and he took the man and the bird high up in the mountains. And when they got up in the mountains, you could see the eagle soaring up ahead, up above them, up in the head. And the stranger took the bird from the farmer, and he released it, threw him out. And the bird started soaring like an eagle, which is what he was. So my question to you, are you going to allow someone to pin you up and for you to peck and kick the dirt and pick on the ground like a chicken? Or are you going to soar like an eagle? The choice is yours.